Dude, it would be pretty funny to get the bop it sound.
I guess. I'm not sure when we would use it, but that's never stopped us before.
I feel like I would use it anytime anybody gets hit by anything. Bop it.
Do we tell a lot of stories where people get hit with things?
I don't know. Like in this story, the guy gets beat up. Bop it.
That's rude. Hi, it's What If. I'm Spencer. That's Ryan.
Hey-o!
Your 90s nostalgia and craft beer review with two white guys. .biz.
Boy, that would be a hell of a fucking domain, wouldn't
Do you
it?
own that one yet? On your quest to own every domain on the internet?
Give me 55 minutes.
Ryan,
we've gone. Go ahead.
Did you ever play Ocarina of Time for Nintendo 64?
N64?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dog.
Zora. I just thought of Zora's domain when we were talking about you owning all the domains.
Yes.
Where you gotta go inside the big fish guy, Zaboomafoo or whatever his name was.
Zaboomafoo. Oh man.
I don't know.
Now I really want that to be its name.
That's the Lemur show on PBS, but it was.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. I want that to be
something like
it
that.
now.
Oh, how are you, bud?
I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm not gonna lie. It being like fucking 25 degrees and snowing for 4 or 5 days in a row is not exactly what the psyche needed. But
yeah, it'll happen. It's April in Minnesota, bruv.
The thing that's bringing me joy today. Can you? If I put it, you can see it.
I can hear some clinkies.
I made an old fashioned in my house.
Oh, nice.
With my very own orange twists and Angostura bitters.
Wow.
And
you're a fancy boy.
Yeah. Being a fancy boy, pretending like I'm at a bar with people. Except I'm in my room with you.
I accidentally had
not with you.
3 gallons of Miller Lite delivered to my house today.
There are a lot of things I allow to be accidents in the world. And first of all, who measures Miller Lite in gallons?
Well,
because that's a very
no one. That's why it was a
strange
mistake.
measurement.
I meant to have some amount. I didn't mean for it to be 3 gallons. I thought I was buying 12 12-ounce cans, and I bought 24 16-ounce cans.
Sick.
But it's just so cheap. I didn't even notice. It was still like $14.
Also, 24 16-ounce cans in a time of quarantine is like not even that much.
Well, it wasn't
bigger.
the only thing I bought.
But I'm just saying you're going to totally be able to consume that
by the end of this episode.
By the end of this quarantine. It'd be a hell of an episode.
I would mostly be in the bathroom, I think, if I drank 3 gallons of anything over the course of an hour.
For a couple different reasons.
Mm-hmm. Your joy is your beverage today? Is that what we're doing?
I'm stepping up. I feel like that's part of it, but I think it's really that I feel like everybody is stepping up their fucking like shit I can do at home shit. Like I've been making good ass meals and like good ass cocktails and like cleaning and shit. Like just like stepping up your life game because you gotta focus on something.
I made some pretty legit nachos for lunch today just because why the fuck not? You got to eat lunch.
That's tight, bro. Mm-hmm. I fuck with that heavy. Although the thing with nachos for me personally is like nachos has to be a night food because nachos are a sleepy food, man. I can't eat a plate of nachos and go about my day. Yeah, bro, you gotta eat nachos and go to night.
What? Okay. This concept of sleepy foods. Can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. Some foods make you sleepy.
Can you give me some other examples?
Pizza.
Okay.
Cheeseburgers.
So nachos. Cheese makes you sleepy. Is that what you're saying?
Damn, maybe I have a weird cheese allergy where it just makes me sleepy.
Are you sleep allergic to cheese?
No, I feel like it's like Chinese food. Yeah, I feel like those are the types of foods where like pasta, where like you eat them and you're like, hey, I gotta lay down for a little while now and maybe go night night.
How much are you eating? Are you sure it's not a
I don't know.
quantity issue?
No, it's not a quantity thing. It's more like it you just feel like, whew, all right, I got a big ball of dough in me now or whatever.
What the fuck? I don't know, man.
I think it's a carbs thing, like, because all those things have carbs in them. So maybe it's like you just ride a high and then you crash and then you got to go night night.
All right.
Look, somebody back. Y'all gonna have to back me up on some foods make you sleepy, because that's for sure a real thing.
3 gallons of Miller Lite makes me sleepy.
That'll make you real sleepy.
I'm drinking
3 gallons of Miller Lite will make you maybe make you like forever sleepy if you drink too much.
You may perish.
You may perish.
I'm drinking some decaf coffee while we record tonight. It's pretty lit over here.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow, decaf coffee. When did that start?
I don't know, a few weeks ago.
You getting rid of caffeine entirely, or just your afternoon
it's
coffee?
My afternoon coffee. I used to drink.
Got it. When you need to go night night.
Before I eat my sleepy foods. Yeah.
It's your night night beverage. Cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you didn't even put a nip of anything in there either. You just drink it straight decaf coffee.
Sure am. It's delicious.
All right. Follow your heart. Live your truth.
I'm doing it.
What's outside of the decaf coffee bringing you joy?
Sure.
Which no, decaf coffee's never brought anyone joy, and I'll have no other takes. But what's bringing you joy?
Fair. I've been enjoying letting my dog take me for walks lately. So
is he big enough to ride?
Well, yes, but that is not what I'm doing.
Damn. Damn.
I've just been letting him lead as long as he's like, as long as he's being chill and not like pulling or being crazy. Just like, all right, dude, you're driving. We're going where you want to go, and we're stopping to sniff stuff as long as you want to stop and sniff stuff.
Whoa, I can't do that with my dog. If I let my dog stop and sniff as long as she wanted to stop and sniff, we would be on our walk for roughly 7 to 8 hours.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're not like short walks, and we also don't go very far distance-wise. So we're taking an hour to like go around the neighborhood, but it's been good.
It's more of like a stand around walk.
It's an exploration.
Find a new
more
corner.
Than a walk.
I can dig it. Mm-hmm. You got to find a new corner to stand around on for a little while.
Right. He usually keeps it moving. You know, he'll just put his nose to the ground and go roughly forward.
Oh, okay, so that's progress though. My dog will put her nose to the ground and go backward, and then if you try to pull her and be like, "Come on, we're going this way," she'll just lay down. Like she learned the 4-year-old trick of like, if I just let my body weight do the work, you can't get me going in the other direction.
Yeah, thankfully
so she just lays down.
My dude is too excited to ever do that, so he's always up
sure.
to just keep things moving. So you just got to like slowly lead him in a circle, and he'll eventually get back home.
I like it.
I'm also
Techniques.
Very close to wrapping up season 2 of the Great Canadian Baking Show.
Is this okay? So I think you talked about this on social. You may have mentioned this on the show.
I think it was when we were talking the other night, but I don't know if I've.
Okay, got it.
Maybe I have. I don't know.
Is it just like straight up the exact same rules, format, producer, production company, whatever,
same,
as
like
British?
Exactly the same as a Great British Baking Show, just with different people. Like
in a different country with a different accent.
Right, but like they're in a tent, and there are the same number of competitors, and they do the same 3 bakes, and
I'm sorry, did you say they're in a tent? Is that a tenet of the main show?
Oh yeah. They're all in the tent together.
To be tented?
Yeah. They bake in a tent.
Why? Why?
Well,
That's not where kitchens
like a
are.
2-person tent, like a big fancy you'd have an outdoor party in it tent.
Well, that's still not where kitchens are, but it's better than what I was envisioning in my head. It's like, what, they got a fucking easy bake oven in there making like little tiny
like
brownies or
10
what?
electric ovens and stovetops.
I get it. Maybe it's because they have so much production like equipment and shit that it's just easier to do it outdoors.
I don't know. They
Or maybe it's because Canada's such a nice place, eh?
They do, like...
It's real pretty out there.
In all the transitions, they usually give you, like, a wildlife update, whatever the ducks are up to.
I can dig that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's basically the same show, just with 20% less of everyone's personality.
Okay. Bazinga. Bazinga to the Canadians in the building.
Well, not just these specific Canadians. I don't mean all Canadians.
Good. Okay, question.
Mm-hmm.
Ballpark me, how many of all the things you've seen baked on either the Great British or Great Canadian baking shows, how many things have you seen that you have wanted to cook? And how many things have you actually been like, I'm fucking baking that, bro. I'm fucking doing it.
Sure. Many things that I would want to bake and or eat.
Yes.
Fewer that have actually turned into things that I've baked or eaten. But it's definitely inspired like a general uptick in baking around my house. Not necessarily like specific bakes, but...
Bro, is propaganda from the flour industry.
Dude, so the Canadian version is for sure sponsored by a flour company because they...
Oh my God, I nailed it.
They aggressively force like, it's like Robin Hood or something flour into every shot, and the logo is always facing the camera.
Fantastic. I love it.
There was a shot in an episode I watched the other day. Somebody's like kneeling down looking in the oven, and there was a bag of flour on the floor with the logo facing the camera.
And you're like, that's not where we keep the flour.
That's not sanitary.
That's not the pantry. That's the floor.
An open bag of flour on the floor? Absolutely not. You just tried to wedge it into the shot however you could to fit your quota.
I don't know though. They are in a tent though. They are in a tent. Sometimes you gotta store stuff in weird places.
Have you've never watched any of the national baking shows?
Not once. I have no idea what.
Oh man,
I have no idea.
Let me start.
Is it like Chopped with sugar?
I've never watched Chopped, but yeah, probably.
All right. Well, see, then I need to watch your show and you need to watch mine because Chopped is the bee's knees.
All right, I'll get you started on whatever season it is with Selassie and Benjamina.
Literally have no idea what that means.
Those are people.
But I'm here for it. I thought they were recipes. Today we're going to be making Selassie Benjamina. It's a fire bread from the far away.
A fire bread from the far way?
From the far, I was going to say from the far west.
From the fairway. We are in a field after all, in a tent.
You ever see bread where they like really literally throw it in the fire? They just take the dough and they lay it like on a burning log. That's a real
Fuck
thing,
this
bro.
Shit. Bake. Motherfucker, bake.
Fire bread. Bake faster. Burn fast bread.
Should we talk about robot gods and maybe possibly fucking them?
Oh, God. We had to go right to that detail to kick things off, huh?
Well,
but it's not a central plot point.
Hook 'em. It sort of is. It sort of is.
All right. I'll allow it. Yeah, man. Let's fucking go.
All right.
We got like cults and fucking gods and fucking all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah. So the story is that of John Murray Spear. Who?
Great name.
It is a great
Top's name.
More people, it's like the farther back in history you go, the more middle names people like, or second last names. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. You got more 3-name folks.
Sure. What is there a name for that?
Jeremy.
Carry on.
Jeremy Lockheed Martin Corbell or whatever the fuck his name is.
What?
The Bob Lazar shit filmmaker guy with too many names.
Oh, that's right. He does have too many names.
Anyway.
Well, there is an IMDb list of famous actors with 3 names. I'm not really sure why that's necessary.
An actor or you have to assassinate someone if you have 3 names. Those are your only paths in life.
You have to either be an actor or assassinate someone?
Yeah. Lee Harvey Oswald, John Wilkes Booth.
Wow, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
There's probably more.
Do you know why? Do you know why actors go by three names?
Because they're pretentious.
It's because you have to have SAG-AFTRA requires that you have to have an individual, unique name to be able to be compensated for your work and stuff. That's why Michael B. Jordan is Michael B. Jordan, because Michael Jordan was already SAG-AFTRA because of Space Jam. So you have to have a unique name. So like that's why Jamie Lee Curtis can't be Jamie Curtis, because there was already a Jamie Curtis actress that was in SAG, so she had to use her third name.
That seems like a system without a lot of foresight.
Having unique names?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't make it. I don't know.
I wasn't implying that you did, but I'm just saying it.
I'm just saying I'm not defending it.
I wasn't expecting you to. I just was thinking aloud.
Yes, that they weren't exactly planning for the fact that there may be like more than one Mike Jones in the world.
Yeah, that's not going to work forever.
Probably not.
Anyway, John Murray Spear was a Universalist
actor or a murderer
or a minister, I guess, is your third option. And he existed in the 1800s, and he was very early. I don't know. He was very progressive for his time. He advocated for prison reform, ending slavery, getting rid of the death penalty, equal rights for women and African Americans, and actually operated a stretch of the Underground Railroad in and around Boston.
For a guy whose bad ideas we will get to later,
he had some good ones.
Did have some good ideas. Mm-hmm. Like had some okay ideas.
So
some things that are worth defending.
In 1844, he was in Portland, Maine, for an anti-slavery speech, and he was beaten so badly following the speech that he ended up in a coma.
Yikes. Stripes.
And I really thought you looked like you had a big thing to say, and then you said yikes, stripes.
Well,
I was trying to give you some room there. And
I was going to go more into, do we know for sure that it was people who, was it people who were defending slavery, who were anti his slavery opinions?
No, we don't. He may have been talking shit about their mothers.
Word. I did see somewhere that he had said something about that he had attended a lecture by an anti-Catholic speaker and had encouraged people to like talk shit after the lecture, including booing the person. And apparently people in the audience disagreed with his vocal approach to attending someone else's talk. And
I don't think the right response
to
booing is to beat someone into a coma. That seems a little excessive.
Yeah, big time.
I think you just boo louder. Or possibly hiss. You could have just hissed. You didn't need to beat anyone.
You just change the target of your booing. You boo that person.
Right. So anyway, he recovered from that coma, but reported having some strange visions and premonitions of the future while he was in that coma, which may or may not have informed some of his decisions after being in that coma. So...
Yeah.
1844, he's in a coma, has some weird visions of the future. In 1847, he reads a book called The Principles of Nature, Her Divine Revelations, and a Voice to Mankind by Andrew Jackson Davis, another three-named fella. And Jackson claimed that he didn't actually write that text, but rather it was channeled to him by Emanuel Swedenborg and the ancient Greek physician Galen, both of whom were deceased at the time.
So he's out here having phone calls with dead people.
Yeah.
He is the dead people hotline.
Davis was... are you familiar with the spiritualist movement or the spiritualists at all?
I am. Only because I went to a Catholic school for a couple years and took a world religions class, and we talked about a lot of the different movements, both in and adjacent to Christianity.
Sure.
They were some, they were some interesting folks doing some interesting stuff.
Yeah. So
they're like the origins of a lot of the, I don't know, like they're the origins of a lot of like paranormal adjacent religious stuff.
They're why we have Ouija boards.
Like, right. That's like maybe the best example of that. But also like they were people who believed that like I think for a lot of people they believe that like ghosts and God can't exist in the same world.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, they believe that like there was not a clear line between life and death, and that you could communicate across that line.
Yeah, that, they were doing like, they were like the knockers, right? When they like fucking table rap and shit, and then like the table would rap back, and they'd be like, "See, that's a dead person talking to me. Like I'm fucking in both worlds right now. Let's go."
Right, and they would have seances and stuff, and they believe that your soul survived after death, and that people could actually like continue to grow and improve themselves. And their idea of God was more of like a universal consciousness kind of thing, more than like a guy in the sky kind of thing.
Right, more like an energy you interface with.
Yeah, so they would have seances and try and communicate with people who had passed, either like through channeling, so speaking through a person, through a medium, or through like automatic writing, or rapping on stuff and all kinds of different ways. So anyway, Andrew Davis, who wrote this book, or channeled or automatic wrote this book, was a very early adopter of the spiritualist movement. And through reading this book, John Murray Spear got involved or interested in the movement as well. So he starts going to seances and also trying to, or believing he was speaking to the dead on his own outside of actual seances, and started channeling people and doing automatic writing, where basically people believe that they're writing down words from some spirit or deceased person, but it's coming physically through them. So you go into like a trance and sit down with a pen and paper, and some spirit speaks through your pen.
Which is also like part of why it is an interestingly like adjacent religious movement, because it's a super similar sentiment to what Christians believe, or how Christians believe the Bible was created, as like
really
like the book of John. Yeah, like they don't believe that the book of John was like John was just like chilling and writing. Like a lot of Christians believe that the Bible was created by men who had God's voice like flowing through them, that they were like literally capturing God's voice to create a holy text.
That sounds messy.
That's why they call the Bible like God's word, because they believe it is like God's word, and that these people were like vehicles for the religious message of the deity, but not like taking any creative liberties of their own.
That sounds messy, but we'll go with it.
They're super messy, just like there's like lots of books in the Bible that aren't in the Bible anymore.
Okay.
Messy.
Anyway.
Messy, bro.
So yeah, Spear he's writing this stuff. He's talking to dead people. He's channeling dead people. And by 1852, so 5 years after first reading Davis's book and kind of discovering all this stuff, he believed he was talking with quite a few dead people, including John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and others who were part of this, what he called the Association of Beneficents, which is not a word I'm familiar with, but can kind of infer the meaning of.
Yeah.
And
they're...
Huh?
Go ahead.
Within that
go ahead.
association, there were smaller, like, groups, I guess, or task forces.
Sure.
Based on the spirit's areas of expertise. So we had things like the governmentizers, the educationizers,
the electricizers,
the healthfulizers, and the agriculturalizers. No Englishizers in there, apparently.
Okay, so I gotta say two things about this. One,
they could have used a languagizer.
Just like, I'm just gonna run these guys through my languagizer here, and look what we've got. Two things about this just really strike me. One, I find it just monstrously funny that this guy is like, hey, I can talk to dead people. Hey, you should check out my friends. Like, I got the coolest friends. I got fucking Thomas Jefferson out here, Ben Franklin. They're my dead homies, and I talk to my dead homies when I feel like it. And like, there's nothing funnier to me than being like, oh, interesting. Like, so where does your wisdom come from? Oh, it's my dead friends, and they're all super famous people. You've met them. You remember hearing about Ben Franklin, right? Yeah, he's my dead friend. Like, it's just such a strange way of like trying to get clout by being like, oh no, I talk to dead people, but only the famous ones you've for sure heard of. They're like my consult in the fucking afterlife.
My wife goes to another school. You wouldn't know her.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other half of it that I find so funny is this whole concept of being like, shit. How do I gotta, I mean, if I know something about this, how do I talk about that group? Well, they all worked in electricity, so the electricizers. He's got all these fucking corny gangs, like corny superhero gangs of dead people that he spent less than 5 seconds thinking about the creativity of the naming of those. Like, as if those famous people would hit the afterlife and be like, what are we? We're the agricultural exercisers. No, bro. So they would not do that.
I'm not an English language expert by any means, but it seems like there are other words for all of these things that would have been in existence in 1850. Like, that's why it's funny to me that they're like weird like gang names that he like made up for them. It seems like it should be the scene in Anchorman where the news teams all come together and like have a battle in the park. But they're so close to the actual words. Like, educationizers, do you mean educators? Yes. And if right. And if not, then why didn't you make another cooler name than almost the normal name but dumber sounding? Yes. Or healthfulizers? It's almost like healthfulizers. Really? We're healthy. We're healthful. Man, we're doing it now, and there's several of us. Because it's like making the healthful part a verb. It's super messy. So it's like you're making people healthful? Yeah. So it's not great. Anyway. It's almost like he had a traumatic brain injury and wasn't very good at making up names for things anymore. Almost like that. Totally almost like that. So the electrolyters, Association of Electrizers. Electrizers. I may have said that wrong the first time. Anyway. Electricizers, I think it is, because it's electricizers. So I think it's electricizers. I'm seeing electrizer. Electrizer. That would be electrizer, right? I also found electricizer in another spot. Electricizer. So maybe he was. Yeah, let me see if I can find it. I had it in another one of these I pulled up. Is that like exercise or like you have an electric incisor? I mean, we don't have to ask the dead guy. Damn, that would be. It's like one of those electric knives you use to cut turkey, but it's just in your mouth. I was imagining like a shake weight. It just goes up and down and mashes your shit. Perfect. Yeah, just throw that steak on my fuck, I can't even say it. Alexizers. Alexa, chew my food. Okay. Yeah, here it is. Band of Electricizers. I have it here. Okay. Electricizers.
IZERS.
So, unfortunately, we were relying a lot on secondary sources for this stuff. But there was a newspaper that was covering a lot of this at the time, the Practical Spiritualist newspaper called The New Era. And so a lot of the other sources that we're pulling from reference that, and there are scans of some of those papers, but most of them are like a super low res scan of like a fucking billboard sized block of text. And it was really hard. Like many of them were blurry enough that I couldn't actually read them and so on.
And a block of text printed on a printing press from the 1800s.
150 plus years ago, yeah.
Right.
So there's an article from Mental Floss called When 19th Century Spiritualists Believed a God Machine Would Save Humanity by Andrew Lenoir that I'm relying on a lot, but he's mostly citing that New Era newspaper from the 1850s. Anyway.
It's a strong title.
Yeah. Spoilers in the title, but that's okay. So the electricizers tell Spear that he needs to build something. And Benjamin Franklin, I guess, was the leader of this charge. And
thanks, Ben.
He called it God's last best gift to man. And there are
big shit, bro.
Several names for it. My favorite is New Motive Power, because it sounds sort of like an R&B group, but also maybe like they could be wrestlers.
Oh, yes.
It's like a combination of the NWO and New Power Generation. So I'm just imagining like Prince's band in a fucking cage match.
I can't not see someone animate that into a cartoon for me because I need it.
And this thing was to be something between like a magical generator and God.
And like a robot, kind of?
Yeah, so according to, again, this Mental Floss article, which I think is citing New Era or whatever the fuck it was called, the New Era. It was to be a perpetual motion device that will have the power to impart its electrical forces to any number of machines. So basically a generator that doesn't need anything, doesn't need gasoline or anything to generate electricity.
It's a perpetual power machine.
Yeah. And
a perpetual motion machine.
It's also described as, quote, a grand practical movement for the redemption of the human race. So the idea was that this thing was going to be so powerful technologically that it would solve all of our problems of like needing to work and create things, and we would all be able to just live this utopian life of leisure because New Motive Power was taking care of us.
In religion, sometimes they call it the curse of Adam, which is the whole idea that like in the Garden of Eden, before Adam and Eve bit the apple, everything was chill and God was providing them everything they needed and they had abundance and all that stuff. And when Adam did the thing he wasn't supposed to do and committed original sin, that's when everything went to shit. And now the curse of Adam is everybody, instead of getting God's abundance hand delivered to them and having mango trees everywhere and just like sitting and thinking and sleeping and whatever, like now you got to wake up in the morning and fucking feed the horses and you got to fucking
go build a go-kart with your ex-landlord.
Build a go-kart with your ex-landlord? What?
Never mind.
I don't get the reference.
It's a Mitch Hedberg joke. It's fine.
Okay. You gotta till your field. You gotta do all this fucking shit. And so basically they seemed to say that was going to be a fix for all this, that this was going to create enough energy. And also a very important detail of what it would be capable of, I found to be that they refer to it as, quote, a living, working mechanism which would bear offspring A race of self-replicating, self-powering machines. What?
Well, you might need other ones at some point.
What?
You can't
They
just
thought
have
they were
one,
creating...
can't just have one in Massachusetts. You need them all over the world eventually.
So they were creating a machine-like life form?
Yeah, they were going to build a robot to take care of us that could also make additional robots as needed.
While
also establishing universal basic income.
We don't have that ability to have a machine that makes more of itself today.
No, this wasn't a good idea, Ryan. if it was, we wouldn't be talking about it here.
I'm just saying, like, if that came out today and somebody in the Times was like, hey, with all of the technology we have right now, we think we can make a machine that'll make more of itself, everyone would be like, yeah, okay, bro, good luck with that. And they tried to do that 150 years ago. I'm just saying,
I don't think a lot of people...
It's a bad idea now. It's a way worse idea back then.
I don't think a lot of people expected him to succeed.
Well, he had some followers, though.
Real quick, Ryan, let's take a break to talk about BetterHelp.
Yes, this week's episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is a fantastic, safe, and private online way to get access to your very own licensed professional therapist. If you feel like there's something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals, or you just need to talk to someone who's not a friend, not a family member, not a coworker, somebody who is a licensed, again, professional therapist, you can start communicating with that person in under 24 hours with BetterHelp. It's professional counseling. You can send messages anytime. You can get timely, thoughtful responses. You can do weekly video and phone sessions.
And BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it super easy to change counselors if you need to, and it's totally free to change. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available if you need it. They deal with a wide range of specialties, including depression, stress, anxiety, LGBT matters, family conflicts, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you want to start living a happier life today, go to betterhelp.com/whatif and you'll get 10% off your first month. So join over 800,000 people taking charge of their mental health today by going to betterhelp.com/whatif.
2020, we're all going to therapy.
This thing, it was going to end slavery, farming, factory work, housework. People liberated from daily labor, people would be free to open themselves up to the spirits and to mentally connect with the new motive power. So it would also, because it would somehow have the knowledge of all people simultaneously, it would make us all like more enlightened at the same time.
It's a Google bot.
Yeah, sure. So for the next 9 months after Speer decided that he was going to build this thing, or after Benjamin Franklin told him to, excuse me, he spent those 9 months going into trances to download the blueprints to his brain from the dead guys.
Awesome.
Just
awesome.
So that took about 9 months. And then they started construction in May of 1854 at High Rock Tower in Lynn, Massachusetts, which is about 10 miles northeast of Boston.
Can you imagine spending 9 months just shutting your door and being like, okay, I'm drawing my God machine blueprints, and I hope when I take it out this door, all these people are going to be like, sick, bro, let's get some parts.
Yeah.
All right.
Did he already have universal basic income, or how was he affording this 9 month, what's the word for when professors take time off to go learn new shit and then come back and teach people about it?
Hiatus?
No.
Oh,
it doesn't matter. It's that, but it sounds smarter.
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, whatever.
You're all screaming it at your phones right now, I'm sure.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know how any of this shit happened, and there's not great documentation of any of it. So they start building this Megazord according to Ben Franklin's blueprints with a $2,000 budget.
Sabbatical.
There it is. Thank you.
God, I literally had to stare out my window until it came into my head, or I wasn't going to be able to fucking do the rest of the show.
Yeah,
Carry
so
on.
he finished his Megazord sabbatical and pools $2,000 to start building this thing, which is still, it's like $60K in 2020 dollars.
It's a lot of money.
Is it to build an all-knowing robot?
I don't have $60K right now to build a all-knowing robot.
Well, right, but if you were going to, I feel like you would probably need more than $60K, right?
Oh, yes. Yes. I thought you meant, is it like, how did he get that much money to be able to do that?
No. It seems like not enough for the scale of what he's trying to accomplish.
Sure. You're saying like that should be $1 billion machine.
Right.
If it's going to be doing all of the things he says it's going to be doing.
Right. Like not a luxury car budget.
Maybe it's like a V1. It's like a 1.0. It's a beta machine.
I think it was supposed to be, honestly. I think that really was part of the plan, is that they were going to build a scale model of this thing, prove that it worked, and then build a giant one.
He's like, look, man, there's a lot of dead people up there. Sometimes they're arguing. It's a little hard to hear what they're saying. All right, I'm doing my best. Okay, I'm writing everything down as good as I can. Just like, let's give it a shot.
Took me a while to learn everyone's voices.
I'll go ask Benjamin for some feedback once we get it running, see what he says.
Like the first Wu-Tang solo album, or the first Wu-Tang crew album, I never knew who anyone was because there were like 9 dudes on every song.
Right, and you were like, how do I separate their voices?
It took me to the solo albums to really start figuring it out.
That's, damn.
Right?
Fucking what a metaphor for this situation.
So Andrew Davis, who sort of in a roundabout way inspired all this through his book, visited the construction site at one point and described what he saw to the Spiritual Telegraph, which was another spiritualist newspaper of the day.
Wish I could still get it.
And he said, quote, "For them," meaning the people building it, "each wire is precious, as sacred as a spiritual nerve." He believed that this thing was the new motor, as it was sometimes also called, was genuinely spirit inspired and supernatural in origin, whatever that means. But he also, quote, "left with the impression that something had gone very wrong."
You think?
Davis, who had first told Spear to speak with spirits, worried that this, quote, "model man" had turned into a mad one.
I mean, there's no universe in which you feel like you could look at what they're doing and be like, "Yep, this is all on the up and up." These guys are talking to dead guys, translating their thoughts into blueprints, and spending $60,000 to work inside of this building to make it come to life. Like no one would have been like, "Good on you, keep up the good work, guys."
Yeah. So there are lots of descriptions of what this thing actually was and what it looked like and what it was made out of. They vary a bit, but the best or most fun description I found is in an article called "The Building of the God Machine" from bibliotechpedias.net.
Perfect.
Something like that.
Perfect.
And okay, so he was getting these plans from the electricizers, and this account is slightly different. It says that it required 9 months for construction. The other account I read said 9 months of like planning. And then also in this article, it says
why not both?
In parentheses, gestation.
That's
So the 9 months may have been an intentional preset amount of time.
They do make it a very like virgin birth thing here.
Yeah. Okay, so this article says the group was not given an overall plan, but built it bit by bit, adding new parts, much in the same way that one decorates a Christmas tree.
Awesome.
No images of the new motive power exist, but apparently it was impressive sitting on a big dining room table.
I gotta be honest, man.
Started with
I
a
would
fucking
pay
wooden table as the base of their god.
Of course. Well, where else are you gonna put it?
I'm saying
Where else are you gonna put
they
it?
need a bigger budget. Is all I'm saying.
I would pay an unconscionable amount of money for just like 6 or 7 hours of the audio inside of that room.
As they're building
Like
it?
one random guy coming over. No, we got to put the copper thing here to do the thing. Like, I would just love to hear them trying to justify their bullshit as they're doing it.
Yeah. From the center of the table, going back to this To Build God article, from the center of the table rose 2 metallic uprights connected at the top by a revolving steel shaft. The steel shaft supported a transverse steel arm from whose extremities were suspended 2 large steel spheres enclosing magnets. Beneath the spheres,
Sick.
there appeared a very curiously constructed fixture, a sort of oval platform formed a peculiar combination of magnets and metals. Directly above this were suspended a number of zinc and copper plates, said to correspond with the brain as an electric reservoir. These were supplied with lofty metallic conductors reaching upward to an elevated stratum of atmosphere said to draw power directly from the atmosphere.
Perfect.
In combination with these principal parts were adjusted various metallic bars, plates, wires, magnets, insulating substances, peculiar chemical compounds, etc. Yeah.
It sounds like they made a really shitty computer with like junkyard junk in their kitchen.
In the shape of a person.
In the shape of like
on a dining room table.
Guys, I read one piece where like they had a thing that was supposed to symbolize lungs.
Oh yeah. It says in this in addition to the quote lower limbs, which we skipped over, a motor was equipped with an arrangement for quote inhalation and respiration. So they were pumping air into this thing somehow, or
It's a fucking machine, bro.
no, it's a
doesn't need to
living being
breathe.
that's gonna spawn offspring, dog.
God. How did these people, because like at this point we didn't really clarify. At this point it's not just him, right? Like it's him and like a squad.
Yeah,
like
it's unclear to me
like
how
a gang
many
of-
or who these people are, but correct, he was not working alone.
Yeah, like he had people who are like, no, this is it. We're doing this.
Yeah. So it gets weirder. It does say in this article as well that this was only a working model and that the final version would be much bigger and cost 10 times as much.
Oh,
So I guess
that's where we're okay.
they were going to have a $600,000 budget for the final version, which still seems kind of low, but more in the ballpark, I guess.
This is the old. They're making the first pancake.
Proof of concept, and then they were going to launch their Kickstarter.
Got to make the first pancake.
Yeah. Okay. So they charged it electrically somehow. So it had like the outside of it was primarily metal, and then there were a bunch of magnets all around this thing. They gave it an electrical charge somehow. And then the engine was, quote, exposed to carefully selected individuals of both sexes who were brought into its presence one at a time in order to raise the level of its vibrations.
What?
If that's not
Hang on.
hippie woo-woo code for they fucked that robot, I don't know what is.
What year is this?
1854. Or maybe 55. They started in May, I think, of 54. But It also says they took 9 months, so probably 54. Why?
Got it. I was trying to think about like when electricity was like ubiquitous.
Well, they had Ben Franklin telling them what to do, man.
I mean, that's real. I was just trying to think about like how like what their degree of experience in electricity would be.
Right. I mean, I think the concept has been around. Because it seems
relatively early.
Concept has been around for a long time. I think the 17th century was when shit really started popping. Ben Franklin's kite experiment was 1752.
Okay.
An early electric battery was made in 1800. Alessandro Volta made the first battery in 1800. By 1831, 1831, electricity became viable and used for technology, thanks to Michael Faraday, who made the first generator. So it would have been somewhat recent, but it existed. The first electric street lamps in New York were 1882. So they were, yeah.
Okay, so like late 19th century, really.
What? That it was like commonplace? Or
yeah, I mean, if we didn't have street lights until the late 1880s, that's late 19th century.
Right. It's just there's not like a clear date of like when we harnessed the power of electricity. It happened over hundreds of years, you know?
Sure.
And it's still evolving. So
for sure.
There's not like a clear answer, but generators existed by 1831, if that's maybe a useful
electric
point.
Generators existed by 1831?
Yeah.
Okay. That's helpful. I guess what I was trying to like think through is what their goal with infusing it with electricity would have been and how familiar they would have been with like the concepts of electricity and what it might accomplish by doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're also 18 years pre-light bulb for some more context.
Yeah, so that's early.
Yeah.
They're building this machine by candlelight right now.
Yes, correct. Or weird. Daylight.
Fucking weird.
But yes.
Or daylight.
Okay, so
I don't know. They were weird. They were doing it by candlelight.
So they selected some people to quote raise the vibrations of this machine, and then Speer
with their sexual endeavors.
It sounds like it, but it does not explicitly say so. Speer encased himself in an elaborate construction of metal plates, strips, and gemstones. Got to bring the crystals out. And was brought into...
again.
Yeah, dude. Brought into gradual contact with the machine.
What would you pay?
For 1 hour, he went into a deep trance, which left him exhausted, and according to a clairvoyant who was present, created a stream of light like an umbilical cord that linked him to the machine.
Would have paid money to watch video of this happening. Clairvoyant in the room as this dude covered in pots and pans and crystals lays down on his fucking weird table fucking machine and is like,
soon after this,
bangs his pots and pans around until it starts working.
Soon after this, a woman in their cult that they called the New Mary began exhibiting symptoms of pregnancy, which they believed to be the essence of their new motive power thing.
Sure.
Through communication with the dead guys, they decided that she was their, quote, new Mary or Mary of the New Dispensation, a.k.a. Megazord's mom. And
hell yeah.
She started...
Put it on the list.
She started living in the lab with this thing full time in order to mother it, I guess.
Raise it?
And the Speer and other spiritualists made daily efforts to, quote, charge the machine and infuse it with life. With some evidence suggesting these...
Did they?
with some evidence suggesting these exercises were decidedly sexual. I think this dude spent 9 months jerking off on a table.
Oh, God. I retract everything I said about wanting visual evidence of any of this
I
occurring.
think even the audio would have been pretty rough most days.
Yeah. Yep. Not into it.
Eventually, they claimed that their new Mary person birthed this thing, and it started moving. I don't exactly know how that process worked or even how they describe it working.
You can't birth a table, okay? You can't do it.
They'd already built the thing, so I don't know, like, she was birthing some sort of life essence,
don't try.
A spirit or something into it. I don't know.
You're only going to break your brain. You're only going to hurt yourself.
This thing allegedly moved a little bit for a while and then stopped. And they ended up moving the thing to Randolph, New York. They disassembled it and moved it. I don't know why. And
because people kept trying to look at their weird sex machine and they were like, we got to get out of here.
I don't. It's unclear. And then Speer claims that one night some local hooligans destroyed his machine and threw it into a pond.
I mean,
however, Scientific American in November of 1854 said, quote, "We do not believe a word respecting a mob breaking into the building and destroying the spiritual machine. We are of the opinion that it was broken by the crafty author of it, whose schemes had come to the exact point of exposing his ridiculous pretensions."
Damn. Shots fired.
So
they're on some like, yeah, this guy's full of shit and we're going to put it in our newspaper.
Yeah. It has not been seen since, except for, I'll send you this link real quick, from danbaines.com. Somebody claims to have found it in an attic.
That's fun.
In an attic in Colorado. This is from March. I'm sure it's a hoax, but it's fun to look at. This is from July of 2019. The article is called "John Murray Spears' Mechanical Messiah Discovered in a Colorado Attic." And there's some photos.
Awesome.
It looks quite small, which I guess would sort of make sense. It's got like two kind of horn-looking things on either side of a big tube in the middle. There's a skull on the top, which is really cool. There's some kind of vacuum tube light bulb looking things, which I don't think could have existed in the 1850s. It might be a giveaway. And then
this thing looks creepy as shit and it's cool, but this for sure is not it.
No, it's not. And then there's a drawer with a crucifix and some vials and what looks to be what's the thing that you all touch on the Ouija board and it moves around on its own? Like the planchette or something?
I don't know.
It's called something like that.
I've never actually used a Ouija board.
But this is almost certainly a hoax. I don't know what danbaines.com is all about. We could try and find out, I guess.
Yeah, this definitely isn't it because didn't they say in the or is the assumption here that it wasn't actually thrown into the pond in that town that they moved it to?
Well, right. I think the idea is that Spears claimed some punks destroyed it and threw it in a pond. But most people think he just stopped working on it because it was obviously insane and he didn't have any support for it anymore.
Oh, see, I was under the impression that it was definitely destroyed and thrown in a pond, but the newspaper was like, yeah, bro, and your crazy ass is the one that destroyed it and threw it in the pond.
I read it as that was an excuse for why he wasn't working on it anymore. But the real reason was more like no one wanted to help him with this dumb idea anymore.
Got it.
But I don't know.
I read it
I'm
as
not
like,
sure.
yeah, you bombed your own shit so that you didn't have to be responsible for it anymore.
That could also be.
And you were like, the neighbor kids fucked me up.
Bottle kids.
Bottle kids. Yes, bottle kids.
Yeah, I think that's the end of that story.
Fucking A, man. That's a pretty wild one. It's a pretty wild one. I think one of the things that like I was taken with this whole story, with the reading that I did on it, was just like, it does ring a little bit similar to the cults episode that we did, where like there's like a cult level mentality you kind of have to be able to rally around such a far out idea.
Yeah.
And be like, nah, this dude's going into his room every day and downloading blueprints from dead geniuses, and we're gonna fucking work on this machine at this table together and then have sex with it. There's like some like really, really far out ideas that feel like you got to have a cult leader steering that ship to be able to believe it.
I think there's something to like the very quick turn also of Spear being this like very progressive, very like socially active, like from all accounts, smart, well-spoken dude who had some like new exciting ideas that would have been good for the world, turning very quickly to, I'm going to build a robot god and we got to fuck it for 9 months.
Right.
You know, so
right.
I could see him getting some people on board for like, oh, he has this new project that he's working on and it's going to be revolutionary. Like, okay, this dude is, I agree with his ideas about, abolishing slavery and empowering women and nonviolence and all this other stuff that would have been like incredibly revolutionary in the 1800s. And then you show up and he tells you what you're doing and you're screwed. And you spend the next three months trying to find a way out.
I will say, like, I have no knowledge of this, but like, I will say, I do think one thing that could explain such a quick turn could be something like a traumatic brain injury.
I think it's very likely that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, because like, I mean, I don't know if you use these words exactly, but like I heard he was like in a coma for multiple weeks before he like that's how bad he got beat up.
Right.
So he came back to the world with like probably a different mindset in many ways.
Yeah. No, I think that's most likely what happened. And
that would explain the kind of hard left this dude took into, I've got this idea. It's like, yeah.
And his life before that would explain why initially he probably had some support for it. Or he as an individual had some support, and then he pitched this wild idea and over the course of a year lost all of his support.
Lost that support. Yeah, for sure. Well, lesson learned? I don't know.
I feel like if dead Benjamin Franklin's telling you have to build Robot God, you got to at least give it a shot, though, right? Like, even if you're like,
that's a really good point.
I'm 99% sure this is because I bonked my brain, but I should probably find out.
But if Ben's right, yeah, exactly. If Ben's right, I'm gonna really be kicking myself when the next guy down the road gets it. And I could have been the guy to make the God machine, and now it's him.
World War I rolls around, and I could have prevented the whole thing. Could have been living in utopia by now.
Right. For sure.
Undoing the Adam curse of Adam or whatever the fuck.
Curse of Adam. Yeah, bro.
That's what you get when you deal with openly snakes.
Could have had the fucking Google bots hoeing our fields instead of us. All we needed was a little electricity and... Alexa, hoe my field. All you need is some electricity and some sexual tension.
All right, dude.
Well,
anything you want to leave the people with this week?
We appreciate y'all. Thanks for listening. We hope you're keeping your heads and your hearts up and all of this weirdness and wildness. Thanks for being here. If you guys want to leave us a voicemail, we're going to keep doing We're going to keep doing, we can tease it. This Thursday.
Yeah.
We got a bonus episode coming out.
Sure do.
We probably should have teased it earlier. We've been late on our voicemails, and we know that, and we don't apologize because we don't owe y'all shit, but we do love you, and we do want to play your voicemails.
We love you, but we owe you nothing.
So on Thursday this week, we're going to do a bonus episode on the main feed for free. It's just all a voicemails episode. We're going to be playing stuff that y'all have left us over the past months. So that'll be fun. If you want to leave us more voicemails, we're going to probably continue doing those because we have even more to catch up on. We didn't get through nearly all of them in the episode that's coming out on Thursday. If you want to leave us a voicemail, it's 612-246-4614. Emails are hi@whatifpodcast.com. We are at whatifpod on all social. Come join the Facebook group. We're all keeping ourselves sane and happy and smiling with good news and good memes and good energy in the Facebook group. If you want to join the Facebook group, it's the What If Podcast. And leave us a review on iTunes. There's so many of them. When we hit 500, we're going to do another full live episode. It'll be pretty fun. Okay, love you guys. See you later. Bye.
Bye.